Hi, my name is Jesse Durham, and today we're going to focus on the banking word and concept in the infinite banking concept. So let's begin by definitionally looking at the word bank. If you're canoeing down a river, the land that's on either side is called the river bank. In the wintertime, when plows and trucks and such are pushing up the snow into piles on the side of the road, it's called a snow bank. So a bank is just describing a place where something has been built up and amassed, stored perhaps, where it's been placed. So let's now go to Nash's book, Becoming Your Own Banker, by R. Nelson Nash, and reevaluate where he talked about water as a system. See, there's a system in place that has oceans with waters and rivers and ponds and lakes and streams, etc. Now, in his book, he says that there's one pool of money. Just like there's really, when you think about it, one pool of water. Yes, the sun will evaporate water. It will then amass in clouds that will precipitate it down to the earth, where those brooks and creeks and rivers and streams and ponds and lakes and seas all receive that, and yet it still just ultimately flows back to the same ocean. So let's look at money in the same way. We all, in some way or another, are a creek or a river or a stream. We have a certain amount of money that flows through our hands. And again, it doesn't matter here whether we're an employee, whether we have a small business that we own and operate, some big business, we do investing, whatever the case may be. Dollars track through our system, track through our hands. And that might be the creek or the pond, it doesn't matter, but some amount does. The real question is going to be, how much of what is flowing through our control can we implement, can we bank with? How much of that do we own and control? How much of the banking function, like Nash asked in his book, how much of the banking function do we control as it relates to our business, to our lives? That's the question. If we're a creek and we have this amount of water that flows through our system right here, how much of that are we banking, building, amassing? How much capital are we setting aside that we'll be able to own and control and access when we so see fit, when we need to finance something within our financial footprint, right? And I know that many times, perhaps the vast majority of us have experienced some point where there was more month than there was money. Where, yes, I mean, if we actually looked, money went through our hands, but we were not the ones controlling the banking of it. So it just kept flowing on through. None of it was at our access and control, because we didn't have a system in place. We didn't have an entity that we owned and controlled in regards of our money. So the practice of becoming your own banker brings banking back to the me and the you level. It's what allows us to own and control whole life policies with a mutual company that's been in business for over 100 years, paid dividends for all of those 100 plus years, and it's been properly structured for the banking purpose. So that a portion, we all have to start somewhere, so that a portion of the money that flows through us is in our ownership and control and access. Now, what I'm describing doesn't necessitate that we work any harder, that we take any additional risk, or that we lose control, but rather that we are in the position of ownership and control, where said policy or system of policies we have structured and we own and access and control the cash value in that policy to be able to implement for some banking purpose in our lives. So perhaps one particular thing, maybe that's equipment financing for a business. Maybe that's caring for taxes, being able to pay taxes but recapture the money that we spend for taxes back into our banking system. Whatever the case may be, that's the infinite part of the infinite banking concept. There are any number of examples that we could use there, but we implement piece by piece until our whole river channel is owned and controlled by us. And sure, money's still going to go out. We're still going to take vacations. We're still going to do what we need to for our business. We're still going to run our households, all these different things. The infinite part, right? Everything that we do there anyway, we're still going to do. But by owning and controlling this system, we can eventually get to where our premiums are equal to the income that we have, so that everything within each of our own personal financial footprint is at our ownership, our control. And we control that banking function. That's what Nash said, is how much of the banking function do you control as it relates to your life, your business? That's the key. How much of that? We know that it's going to rain and that it's going to evaporate and condensate and fall and all these different things. How much of that do we control? Same thing with money. We know that people are going to earn, people are going to spend, things are going to appreciate, things are going to depreciate, etc. Flow of money will take place, but how much of that banking function in our own lives, in our own business, in our own investing, do we own and do we control? Now, another great quote from Nash in regards to this idea of looking more at banking is that he said that banking is the most important business, because if banking were to stop, all other business would come to a screeching halt, right? Somebody owns and controls the banking function in our lives. What I'm here to do with this video is to promote the idea that you can become your own banker. This has been a lot of fun for me to bring as a subject to the table here. I would look forward to a conversation that we could have about your business, your household, your investing plans, whatever the case may be for you, where you practicing the infinite banking concept, where you owning and controlling the banking function in your life could further your business, could make your household more efficient, could help you have greater returns in your investing plans, whatever the case may be. I'd love to have a conversation about that with you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, reach me. 828-817-4223. You can text or call there, or you can email durhamtalents@gmail.com. Again, this has been Jesse Durham. It's been a great pleasure for me to talk about the banking part of the infinite banking concept. Hope you have a great day. Take care.